Hello, Michel.
Hello.
The recent European elections showed that citizens are distancing themselves from the European Union. Is this a logical result to what happened here in Switzerland on the 9th of February when the Swiss voted to limit immigration?
Well, that's true. We can see comparisons between Switzerland and Europe, and we're seeing a rise of self-centering attitude. But obviously, the reasons are different for Swiss citizens than for European citizens.
Can you explain a little more?
Well, I think in Switzerland, people have seen the bad effect of a new economic growth and the inflow of immigrants on property prices, on rentings, and on transportation. And they're angry at that. But in Europe, it's different. I think in Europe, the European citizens are very angry because they have no jobs. That's it.
So as you've explained different reasons, but obviously the opinions and the so-called solutions are pretty much the same.
Yes, and in Switzerland, the solution which is proposed easily is to say, let's have less growth, less immigrants. But having less immigrants means probably you will have less creation of jobs in Switzerland as well, because you have less growth, less companies interested in creating jobs in Switzerland. Worse, probably in that case, some Swiss companies might be tempted to relocate and create jobs no more in Switzerland, but in Europe.
So in Europe, the message is the opposite. We want more growth. But are we at a political turning point? Does this mean that austerity, economic austerity, is finished?
Yeah, probably we're seeing another turning point in Europe, and all these governments now will ask for relaxing austerity measures. And it might be easier for them because it seems there is no more financial crisis. So politically, there is no interest to ask for austerity. There is a global interest saying we want less austerity. But that's another challenge.
Does this mean that Europe will finally get out of its economic slump?
Well, that's the million-euro question. But the remark we can say easily is to say we're not going to see a massive recovery in the next 12 months, and we're not going to see massive creation of jobs or big redemptions of public debt. So tensions will come back and markets will watch this relaxing of austerity measures with another eye, probably.
So what is the most likely scenario?
There are plenty of scenarios, but one which is possible and very uncomfortable is that we're going to see in 12 months that this relaxing of austerity measures will not create the growth we need to reduce debt. And then markets will become nervous. And what is more important is, in these circumstances, we're seeing France, which has not started any adjustment and asking already a relaxing of austerity measures. And I think in this situation, if France comes in the center of the stage with no growth, no amelioration, then markets will get very, very nervous.
So does this mean another European crisis?
It could be another crisis, not the one we had in 2011 or 12, because we have safety nets for banks in Europe now. But if France is really at the center of the stage, then all governments will come and probably knock at the door of the European Central Bank and say, okay, we have no other solution. Please find a solution for us to cut and eliminate some part of our public debt. That will be the final solution.
And the Germans will not be happy?
Definitely not, but they will have no other choice because they will have been so much involved in guarantees and financing of all other European states that the cost of leaving for another solution will be too expensive.
And we will also keep an eye on the meeting of the European Central Bank, which will be held this week. Thank you very much, Michel.
Thank you.